All right. So I wanted to ask a question that is more specific to your background with diversity and inclusion.
Yeah,
Um, so I'm sorry, my house is busy this time of night.
it's welcome. It's fine.
So for a new coach, right, stepping into the industry, I'll be working with many different people, many different backgrounds. From a diversity and inclusive space, what advice can you give for building a practice that is inclusive? Where do I start with that? And how do I present myself as someone who is respectful of all people, whose attention and focus is to be inclusive?
Very good. First of all, I can't answer you really specifically because I've never been a black woman and I don't know your experience. And I don't mean experience like what you've learned. I mean your
Sure.
experience, your life experience. If that's the field you want to go into, know that you're taking on an uphill battle.
Mm-hmm.
When I do diversity and inclusion work, and my company is called Better Man Movement. Look us up. It's under bettermanconference.com. Um, my partners and I, and we're four men and a woman, okay? Our view is anti racism is not black people's work, it's white men's work. And homophobia is not GBTQ people's work, LGBTQ people's work. It's men, white men, straight men's work. You getting sensing a theme here?
Yes.
The people who you've got to get to, and I don't mean you personally, but in order
Right.
to do that kind of work effectively, you've got to get the people with power and privilege to see, and and I'm going to give you a kicker in here that's going to make it even harder, but you've got to get them to see that it's their own unconscious bias and their own unconsciousness of their own privilege that's holding the system in place because it's not a personal thing. It's institutional, it's systemic racism, systemic homophobia, etc. Um, how to do that is you've got to create an environment that's free of shame and blame that allows people to take an honest look at themselves. Um, and that's the game I've chosen. That is my phase for the last 10 years has been 90% of my work. So
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you it's not satisfying or it's not great and it's what's needed and wanted. I'm just going to tell you find other people who feel the way you do. See, I
Mm-hmm.
think the hardest thing you could do is take a job in a company where even if it's a small little startup where you're the only diversity person, because I don't. When I see a company has like a chief diversity officer, that's good. Except I want to make sure that they haven't smokestacked diversity into its own little silo. We got that handled. Tick that box. Now we can
Right.
go on